It's going well. I think it started in the summer with workouts, being in the weight room and then doing drills, and then now we're actually playing football, learning how to communicate together, right? Moving different guys around with different groups so they just get used to talking to one another. But I think it's going well so far.
Is there anything that you can give us from the first scrimmage that you guys picked up, wanted to improve on, or that was a positive takeaway?
Yeah, I'll say just continue to be great with our communication, just making sure everybody's on the same page. But I think each of those guys are getting better day by day. So that's one thing I say we picked up on.
We're going to talk to Zion and Derek shortly here. How about a little explanation or tell us about them and what they bring to the defensive backs? Yeah,
I'll start with Derek. Derek doing a great job. I'm just challenging him day by day just to be consistent and just to compete at all times. But he's doing a good job, taking tremendous strides. Both those guys are still young, so just trying to get them to understand what it's like to be a guy every single play. And then speaking on Zion has made tremendous strides from when he enrolled early. Being a freshman, the biggest thing with him, just teaching him situational awareness, third downs, backed up, just what to expect. But he has all the ability to go out there and execute, just trying to teach him the football one-on-one and the IQ of it.
Questions?
You mentioned Zion and Derek both making tremendous strides. What exactly have you seen with their improvement from the spring now to fall?
I would say with speaking on Zion, before I went into spring, having to tell him what to do, talking him through it every single play. Now he can get out there, he can get himself lined up, he can go out there, he can communicate, so I'll say that's something he's definitely gotten better with. Derek, biggest thing with him, just being a guy every snap. That's my challenge to him. He has a God-given ability, he has a size, but just being a guy every single snap. And he wants to be that, so that's a good thing.
Have there been anyone stepping up as a leader, or has it been kind of just the oldest man in the room?
We got quite a bit of older guys. You got Therese Reed. You got Keys, right? You have Sweeney. You got and even some of the younger guys that's been there a while are stepping up, communicate, talking window. But like I said, the biggest thing this summer was just they didn't know one another, so just getting those guys close. Doing some off the field stuff with them, whether it was bowling, whether I'm having over, just to eat, just making sure they felt that brotherhood. So when they go and take the field, they can go out there and feel comfortable competing with one another.
When it comes to this overall room, how have you seen the progression in this scheme and just as players from the start of the spring until now? And what do you want to see from this overall group heading into the regular season?
I'm gonna say what I've seen was we went to the spring, everything was new. And now guys are used to the scheme. Now guys are playing a lot faster. Guys are making more plays because they're confident in it. And just what I look forward to the group doing is just continue to get better. Like same thing, communication, being on the same page, right? We had a situation today, emotion we weren't great on, right? Spinning it or whatever we're doing there, but just making sure they're good with communicating those things.
And when it comes to the competition in the room, what have you seen from the guys as they're pushing each other and making each other better? What's been your favorite part of seeing the guys compete?
What I love is they're not looking at it like it's me versus you. It's like they all want to see each other doing well. So even if it's one guy going with the other group, they're still cheering each other on or helping each other out. If one guy, if Zion's out there, he makes a mistake, Cam will sit there and correct him on it when he comes to the sideline. So that's always a good thing.
And could you touch on just the freshmen overall? Because we've heard a lot about Parrott, but what about the other freshmen in the room? How have they been since they've gotten here?
I would say all the guys, for the most part, obviously Zion is taking strides, but all those guys are competing, going to help us out in some way, shape, or form. And what we're trying to get these guys to understand is no matter what your role is, we're going to need everybody. It's going to take everybody in that room to help each other out. So.
Coach Demarius McGee hasn't even been here a month at this point. It's been a sort of a life transition for him moving to South Florida and getting involved. How would you describe the way he's been able to get up to speed here?
Yeah, so I coached Demarius when I was at LSU, so we had a prior relationship, but I got nothing but respect for him and what he's done so far. I mean, he came in 2 days before camp, picked up the playbook, he's out there flying around, competing. You know, obviously he's gonna have to get in the book a little bit more and learn everything, but I like where he's at, you know, this far in camp.